Hey trail runners, just wanted to show you the 2012 Hoka 11 trail running shoes this year. You've got the second version of the Mafate 2, and then the new one from Hoka 11 this year for 2012 is the Stinson B Evo. Both are trail running shoes, and I just wanted to show you really quick some of the differences. I know I had some questions, really what were the differences, the key features between the two models. So hopefully this will help you out. Just real quickly, you know, obviously when you're talking about Hokas, you start from the sole up, and you know, so if you compare the two models, you know, really they're pretty similar. Both are starting out with kind of the sticky rubber. Both have a really good grip on them. I would say just kind of comparing the two though, the Mafate 2 is just a little bit beefier, kind of more burlier than the Stinson B Evo. Both actually grip all types of surfaces really well just because of the sticky rubber on them. But if you're looking for something that's just where you really need a lot of tread on it, I think the Mafate 2 is the way to go. The Mafate 2, the lugs on them are actually a little bit deeper compared to the Stinson B Evo 2. They're just a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker, you know, a little bit deeper. Probably a little bit better in more technical terrain, and then obviously in the mud as well. But I will say this though, that I've been out on the Stinson B Evo in a lot of kind of grassier, wetter terrain, and you know what, it holds up just fine, and actually it holds your foot in place really well. So you really can't go wrong with either one. Now as far as, you know, the width of the shoes and the width of the soles, you know what, they're really pretty similar. I would actually say that the Stinson B Evo is a little bit wider in the heel, but the Mafate 2 is actually a little bit wider in the toe box. And so let me just flip to the top of it and just kind of show you that toe box. Oops. Just kind of show you the toe box. As you can see, kind of the Mafate 2 actually looks like that true that clown shoe like everybody talks about. But you know, it's a little bit wider. Gives you a little bit more room. They changed that, you know, kind of enhanced that feature this year for the Mafate 2. And so it is a little bit wider. It gives you a little bit more room in the toe box. So if you're like me that has a kind of that big fat foot from a lot of ultra running and stuff, you know, it's nice to have a little bit more room in that toe box. The Stinson B Evo is a little bit narrower in the toe box, and so you might need to still size up a little bit, maybe half a size, just to give you a little bit more room in the toe box. As far as the uppers go, I think the best way to look at these two shoes, the uppers and how they fit, is just to kind of say that, you know what, Mafate 2 is basically like your burly trail shoe. So if you need a lot of support features in a shoe, then the Mafate 2 is the way to go. It's got a lot more features compared to the Stinson B Evo. Wraps your foot around, it holds your foot in place really, really well. You know, I know a lot of people have had concerns about how stable this shoe is, especially with the height of the shoe. But you know what, with the features that are on the top of the shoe here, really wraps your foot, holds it in place really well. The Stinson B Evo it's a good shoe, still holds your foot in place pretty well, but it's designed a little bit differently. It's designed for a little bit different audience than the Mafate 2. It's really for those of you who are road racers, road runners. It's kind of like that performance trainer type of shoe, where it's built a little bit lighter, a little bit less materials, and that's intended on purpose, just to give it maybe a little bit more lighter feel. In a way, it almost feels a little bit more like a minimalist shoe. You know, it probably breathes a little bit better. It's definitely lighter. It's definitely a thinner material compared to the Mafate 2. You have less padding overall. Even like, for example, if you look at just kind of the tongues on both shoes, you can kind of see how thin that is on the Stinson B Evo. And if you look at the Mafate 2, it's a little bit thicker of a tongue, and a little bit similar to maybe like a Brooks or a Solomon type of shoe. A little bit more padding in this shoe. Again, a little bit more support in this shoe. Where the Stinson B Evo is designed almost more of a minimalist, or almost like a a performance trainer style shoe. Just a little bit less stability in this shoe, but still holds that shoe in really, or holds that foot in really, really well. Overall, as far as the feel and the fit of both shoes, I would also say the difference in how they fit is, again, this one's the Stinson B Evo is a little bit narrower in the toe box, but it's actually a taller shoe, and maybe that's just because there's less padding in it, but it feels like there's a little bit more room on the top of your foot. Where the Mafate 2, it's a little bit wider, but there's a little bit more padding on the top of it, so it holds your foot in a little bit better on the top, but it's a little bit wider. So wider, narrower, taller, a little bit shorter in comparison. So, you know what I mean? Overall, both shoes are great. I don't think you can really go wrong with either one. The Stinson B Evo comes with the speed lacing. Speed lacing actually don't come out unless you cut them, but the speed lacing on this shoe is a little bit different than kind of other types of shoes or models of shoes that have the speed lacing. The holes are a little bit different on the speed lacing here, and so it's not really a true speed lace where you can just pull real quick and it instantly just snugs in. It's designed a little bit where the holes are a little bit tighter, and so personally I like that, because what it allows you to do is kind of personalize the feel of the actual shoe. For example, I like it a little bit tighter on top near my ankle, and then I like it a little bit looser because of my big flat feet. I like it a little bit looser in the toe box, and so this type of lacing system, actually the speed lacing, still allows you to kind of specialize the feel and the snug of the actual shoe using the speed lacing. But it does come with the regular laces as well, so if you want to switch those out, you can. This also comes with it's got a regular insert in here. Pretty standard, maybe a little bit beefier than most shoes from other brands, but this one actually comes with a really thin type of insert as well. So you got a lot of support, obviously, a lot of bounce, in this shoe already. So some of you who maybe need a little bit more room in this shoe could probably get away with going with that smaller, thinner insert. Again, if that's something that you want to do, probably it's going to give you a little bit more, even more of a minimalist style feel to this shoe. So there it is, kind of some of the main differences between the two trail shoes from Hoka for 2012. Get out and run.